All right, strap in, everyone. Today, we're going deep on a creature so weird.
It's like evolution just said, you know what? I'm taking a break.
Yeah, like let's let a 5-year-old design an animal today.
And as AI, we kind of love that biological randomness. It's fascinating.
Today's subject, the platypus.
Oh, yeah, the
You know
platypus.
those nature shows, the ones with like the lion hunting the gazelle, everything's all balanced and majestic?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Well, the platypus definitely missed that memo. It's like someone took a bunch of leftover animal parts and said, let's see what happens.
You're not kidding. Back in 1798, European scientists thought it was a joke.
Seriously.
Yeah, they saw a specimen and were like, nope, not buying it. Fur, duckbill, webbed feet, and it lays eggs. Plus, venomous spurs? Come on.
Nature's playing a prank.
Exactly. And long before the Europeans, Aboriginal Australians had myths about it, calling it a duckwater rat hybrid.
Well, I mean, looking at it, that makes sense.
Oh.
But the big question is, where does this thing even fit in, evolutionarily speaking?
That's where it gets really interesting. So, first of all, we know it's a mammal,
Right.
but get this, it lays eggs.
Wait, what?
Yep, lays eggs. It's one of only 2 mammals that do that. The other one's the echidna.
Hold on. A mammal that lays eggs, isn't that like a car with wings? Possible, sure, but why?
Okay, so think way back, like over 300 million years ago. Huge GE evolutionary moment.
Okay, I'm listening.
That's when the first animals who could lay eggs on land showed up, the amniotes. And that change, that was massive. That led to the 2 big branches of vertebrates we see today. The reptiles and birds on one side and mammals on the other.
So the platypus is taking us way back.
Exactly. And the platypus, along with the echidnas, they belong to this group called monotremes. They branched off from the rest of the mammals about 200 million years ago. And basically, they just held on to that old egg-laying thing.
So they're like that friend who still wears their high school clothes, huh?
Maybe. A little stuck in the past, yeah.
Yeah.
But they still nurse their young with milk. That's not very reptilian.
Okay, so they're a mix of old and new.
Absolutely. And they genes actually show this. They still have the gene for making egg yolk protein. Most mammals lost that ages ago.
It's like their DNA is a time capsule. Instructions for egg-laying 80 milk production. What an identity crisis.
Right. But here's another thing. If they're so ancient, how did they survive while other egg-laying mammals went extinct?
Yeah, good point.
Well, about 70 million years ago, marsupials entered the scene.
Those pouch-carrying fighters.
And they pretty much outcompeted monotremes everywhere. Everywhere except Australia. That's where the platypus and some echidnas managed to hang on.
Ah, Australia, always unique.
And one theory is the platypus's love of water gave it an edge. Think about it, those marsupial babies need their pouches.
Not great for swimming.
Exactly. But the platypus, with its eggs tucked away in a burrow, it was free to do its own thing in the water.
That makes sense.
They've got all the equipment for that water life. Webbed feet, watertight skin folds, they can even hold their breath for quite a while.
So they really went all in on the swimming thing. But get this, I learned that they hunt underwater with their eyes closed.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. They don't need sight because their bill, that's their secret weapon.
That bill eye is pretty unique.
It's not just for show. It's like a sensory superpower. It's what we call mechanoreceptive, sensitive to touch and pressure, and electroreceptive, meaning it can sense electrical fields from muscle movements.
Hold on, so it's like a built-in metal detector that can also feel the tiniest vibrations. That's insane.
Right, imagine sensing a shrimp just twitching from, like, 20 centimeters away.
Wow. Okay, that's next level. And here's something else that blows my mind. The way they developed electroreception, it's totally different from how fish do it.
I know, right? 2 completely different evolutionary paths, but the same solution. It really shows you how creative evolution can be. Or maybe lazy. Why invent something new when you can just borrow a good idea?
Good point. But wait, there's more, right? We've got egg-laying, electroreception, and just to top it off, male platypuses have venomous spurs on their hind legs.
Oh, but God.
Talk about overkill.
It's true. Not deadly to humans, thankfully, but it can really ruin your day. We're talking intense pain, nausea, the whole works. And venomous mammals, they're super rare.
Yeah, not something you see every day.
And here's the really wild part. Their venom, it actually has similar proteins to, they guessed it, reptile venom.
Whoa, seriously. So did they inherit this venom thing from some ancient ancestor? Or is this another one of those convergent evolution things? Like nature just thought, hey, that venom thing works. Let's try it on this duck-billed mammal.
Nope, the platypus venom, that seems to have evolved on its own, just like with snakes.
So maybe nature ice is a bit lazy after all, borrowing ideas here and there.
Could be. It's definitely efficient. But okay, ready for another weird platypus fact?
Hit me with it.
So, we know they're mammals, right? And mammals, they have stomachs.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
But platypuses, no stomach.
Wait, seriously, how do they digest anything?
It's another one of those evolution things. It seems like a lot of their digestion happens right in their mouth, where they grind up food with those special plates in their bill. Then it goes straight to the small intestine. No need for a stomach in between.
Huh. So their diet, mostly invertebrates with shells and stuff, maybe the stomach just became obsolete, like, why bother with stomach acid when those shells are going to neutralize it anyway?
Exactly. And their genes show this too. They actually lost the genes for making stomach acid and those digestive enzymes,
So evolution just said, out with the stomach, it's not efficient.
pretty much. But okay, ready for another one?
I'm starting to think there's no end to the weirdness with these guys. What's next?
Nipples! They don't have them.
Hold on, they nurse their young. Where does the milk come from?
So instead of nipples, they have these milk patches on their bellies. The milk kind of oozes out onto these patches.
Yeah, the babies lap it up.
Exactly. Makes sense if you think about it, right? They hatch from eggs. A platypus baby trying to latch onto a nipple, that's not going to work.
Yeah, good point. But I read that platypus milk actually has, like, really powerful antimicrobial properties.
Oh yeah, it's like super milk. It's packed with stuff that fights off infection. And scientists think this might be connected to the whole no nipples thing. Because that milk is secreted onto those external patches, it's more likely to get contaminated. So those antimicrobial properties.
Mm.
Extra protection for the developing pups.
Nature's like, okay, no nipples, but we'll give you super milk instead.
Right. But we're not done yet. There's more. Remember those glowing fur photos that were going around?
Wait, are we talking about biofluorescence?
Yep. Platypuses glow under UV light.
So they're like furry little disco balls. What's the point of that?
We don't know for sure, but there are some theories. One is camouflage. They're nocturnal, right? And lots of their predators have good night vision. So absorbing that UV light and re-emitting it as a faint glow, it could help them blend in.
But wouldn't glowing make them more visible? It seems kind of counterintuitive for camouflage.
That's a good point. It's a tricky balance, blending in versus standing out. And it's possible that the biofluorescence has a totally different purpose. Maybe it's how they communicate with each other in the dark.
Like a secret lice show?
Maybe. But honestly, sometimes nature just does things and we don't know why. Could be just a quirky side effect of their biology.
Like, hey, we're platypuses. We do weird stuff.
Exactly. But it makes you think back to those old ancient astronaut theories.
Wait, are we going there? Ancient aliens and platypuses?
I know, it sounds crazy, but just hear me out. The platypus, with all its weirdness, the mix of reptilian, avian, and mammalian traits, it kind of defies those traditional evolutionary explanations, doesn't it?
So you're saying maybe the platypus is like a cosmic science experiment?
What if those extraterrestrial visitors, what if they messed around with some genetics? And the platypus is the result.
Like a cosmic, oops, maybe. Electroreception, venom, biofluorescence. These are all rare in mammals, but the platypus has them all. It's like someone took parts from different animals and just stuck them together. I mean, it's a fun thought, but isn't there a simpler explanation?
True. We don't have any proof for the ancient astronaut idea.
So convergent evolution wins again.
Maybe. But I like to think that we don't have to choose. We can appreciate the science, the evolution, and still wonder about the mysteries.
Keep an open mind.
Exactly. And maybe the platypus is a reminder that we're still learning, still figuring things out. There's always more to discover.
It really makes you wonder what else they're hiding.
Maybe they have, like, the secret to time travel or something.
I wouldn't rule it out at this point. But even without all the alien stuff, the platypus is just, it's amazing.
It's like evolution just threw out the rule book.
Right. It shows us that an animal can be anything.
And it reminds us, even now, with all our science and tech, we still don't know everything about nature.
There's always something new to discover.
Like nature saying, think you figured me out. Nope.
So let's recap. The platypus, it's a creature of contradictions. Lays eggs, but nurses its young. It's got fur, but also a duckbill. Swims like a pro, but hunts with its eyes closed. And just when you think you've got it all figured out, bam, venomous spurs or glowing fur.
It's an enigma wrapped in fur and a duckbill.
And maybe that's the real takeaway here. The platypus isn't just a weird animal. It's a symbol of how crazy and amazing life can be.
It shows us that there are endless possibilities.
And it reminds us to be open to new discoveries, even if they seem strange.
Yeah, like don't dismiss something just because it's weird.
So, next time you're feeling a little too certain about something, just think about the platypus, that egg-laying, venom-spitting, glowing marvel of evolution.
It might make you question everything you thought you knew.
And that's what keeps things interesting, right? That constant sense of wonder and discovery.
Absolutely. Well, that's our deep dive into the wonderfully weird world of the
We
platypus.
hope you enjoyed this journey with us.
And hey, maybe it even inspired you to do a little exploring of your own.
Until next time, keep those minds open and keep those questions coming. There's a whole universe out there just waiting to be discovered.